and welcome to the Sands of Eternity, where legends are reborn. We are once again got another battle report for you this week. It is the Tomb Kings versus Bretonnia. I'm once again playing Reese, but this time he's playing a Bretonnia. He's played this a lot more than he has played his Wolf of the Seas, so this game is definitely more competitive. He is playing his list that he's currently using in the S spot. He's doing quite well with it, and he's playing things really well, so it's really good to see. Okay, today's game is slightly different. It's not just a normal kind of S-spot kind of game which you're out your book. This is a modified kind of game for a tournament coming up in February called the Welsh Open. So let's talk about the Welsh Open before we get onto our list and our game. So the Welsh Open, it is a 2-day tournament on the first weekend of Feb at Firestorms Cardiff, so local for me, so it's really nice and close. So I'll be trying my hardest here. Okay, this is a tournament run by my friend Ollie, who's been quite involved in the 8th and the 9th sphere, and he's trying to grow our kind of old world scene locally. So the Welsh Open, follows the same kind of premise. There's no major changes. There's a few house rules, but it's more the mission. So as I say, it's a 2-day, 2,000 point, 5 game, 2-day tournament located at Firestorm Cardiff. So it'll be really great to see. It's already sold out 50 tickets. Hopefully they can maybe get a few more to try and get it out there. So let's have a look. So one of their first big things, and it's the reason why you'll see in my list I haven't gone for the cult, is kind of one of their restrictions. So the whole idea is it's trying to be a bit more like missions, make it actually have some kind of play rather than let's just kill each other, so you can play around the terrain better. So one of their first things in the army selection, so we can only have 4 duplicates of core, 3 duplicates of special, and 2 duplicates of rare. Okay, and if a mount overlaps one of these, it goes to your limit. So such as their choice here, so Razor Gore Chariot, you cannot have them in your core and use it for your leaders. That it will take up one of your slots. Okay, the biggest thing though is that it's only 8 wizard levels in your army. So a level 4 and level 4, that's 8. A level 4 and 2 level 2s. Okay, I understand where he's coming from this. It's just because trying to stop magic getting overpowered and getting loads of pillars of fires, etc. Annoyingly, it really does hurt the cult. So I haven't played the cult, but I'm really intrigued by it, and I kind of understand the cult for me is quite strong, so it does really hurt them there. So let's go on to the mission we were playing. So we were playing just mission 1. We rolled it. We were playing hold the ground. So this is really simple. It's basically open battle, but there is a kind of token in the middle that if you're within 6 inches of it, you gain a point after turns 3 to 6 at the end of the whole turn. So if you go second, it's the end of your turn. And it's the idea of if you hold it the most at the end of the game, so it's out of 4, so if you hold it at least 3 times, you'll win the kind of secondary objective, and it's worth a 6 victory point swing. You'll gain 3 and your opponent will lose 3. If it's a tie, no one wins the objective. So it's really kind of key. It's what I've kind of gone with my army. So that's our game. We played with a normal kind of S-spot terrain. We rolled it random, but we're playing with this kind of token in the middle. So it was quite open. So we both knew what was coming, so that's why my list coming in. So there are a few more house rules, which once again I think are pretty fine. So the idea of if you've got a single unit, if you bring it down to half of its wounds, you get 50% of the points. I kind of like this. It means those 1 wound dragons that just run away, you can keep them up. Once again, if your unit has also been reduced between less than 50%, you get half their thing. So this whole idea of, okay, this unit failed, I'm just going to run away so you don't get any points, it does kind of stop this. Okay? Units cannot be more than 10 models wide. So this really kind of limits those massive kind of poison archer blobs and, you know, kind of the not fun to play. Saying that, my list semi-uses this. Monsters, infantry, characters and chariots cannot be more than 5 wide. So really sad that my lovely kind of 6-man Ushabti blobs, 7-man Ushabti blobs aren't as effective in this. But I can understand why. It's trying to stop Lion Hammer, and they take up roughly the same frontage. And then one of the key things is if you kill the Green Knight or the Helper or anything that respawns, once you get 50 points, 50% of their points. So it really does help. Talks about the Green Knight, just saying that it can only come through kind of woods and water features only. Scouts don't affect the roll, so things we see more normally that. Okay, and if you fail stupidity, you move your max distance forward. Obviously, if you hit something, you'll stop 1 inches away. And this is the key thing here that we talked. I was playing with here. So about cannons can never hit a target that's fully behind a hill or forest. Okay, the idea of I can hide kind of certain things behind, and you can't just shoot them off and play it there. So that's really big. So that's the Welsh Open. That's kind of our context of a game. Now let's look to the list and see what kind of choices I made. So here are our lists. So the lists, I've tried to make them a bit bigger so you can read them because someone did mention it. Okay, so starting off with me, I'm a very rogue choice. I'll explain why I went for it. I've got Prince Apophis. Okay, that kind of scarab guy who's got breath weapon, causes terror and fly. So one of the big reasons I've gone for it is because on this tournament, I feel like there's going to be lots of kind of big bricks trying to hold these objectives. They're going to sit there. There'll be really juicy targets and close to me that I can send them out and breath weapon on it. Obviously, it's only AP 0, but it always warnings on a 4. And someone probably the biggest thing is that it always wins a 4, but the big thing that I'm going to work with it, and it's my next choice, it's my High Priest level 4 with Law Familiar. So I'm always going to choose Plague of Rust. So it's this kind of AP -2, always winning a 4 breath weapon, which they're not the best. But you can get loads of models, and he's a single lone character model with fly 9. With I choose the reserve move spell, I can move him 9, do the breath weapon and run him back, or run him to a position where he can't be touched by these big blobs, because I feel like infantry is going to be really key here. Okay, once again, he's got the Warning Spirit and Ruby Ring just to make him really survivable, because he's going to go into one of my key kind of points of the list. I then have a Royal Herald with Skeleton Chariot, BSB, War Banner, and the Destroyer of Eternities. Okay, I've got this for a bit of fun because I really do enjoy it, and I do think potentially versus kind of that Peg Knight spam, because I don't think he dies that quickly, because yes, he's got 5 wounds, but with certain spells, it can really keep him up. So it's the idea that it's automatic hits, and it's killing blow, and it's at strength 6 -2, so it can hurt, and if you get that 6 versus key targets, you're just cutting through. I then have a Tomb King on Chariot, who's my general with the Conqueror's Blade and Talon and Protection. So just make sure he's got that 5-up wards. I like the idea of Conqueror's Blade. I think I've got 2 weapons that aren't the best, but I just really like it. The idea of if let's say a monstrous infantry comes in and I challenge it, it's 5 or 6 just to get rid of it. Kind of peg lords, you know, Bretonnia, kind of exiles. If they come in, I challenge. Just need to get a 5 and you're just dead, especially in exiles if they haven't got their ward. So it's really can be quite strong. I think the big thing that lets down Tomb Kings is they're only 4 attacks, so it's quite annoying. So onto my core, I've got 2 units of 7 horse archers. So they're there to kind of play the missions. So there's a couple missions where you have to pick up objects or get them into different kind of positions to take. So that's just what they're there for, and I love skeleton horse archers. The big kind of meat of the bones is this skeleton warriors blob. We both agreed that it would probably be better with archers, but I try to go away from this proper like anti-player you. Still a massive block. So they've got light armor. Just so the idea for me is I'm going to get them to a 5-up, 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 a 5-up, 5-up, 6-up. Just makes them really tanky, stacking saves. They've got the phalanx. They've got champion BSB. BSB, not BSB. Standard bearer with the reserve move. Okay, and this came really quite big clutch, and we'll talk about when we get into the game. I then have 2 Tomb Scorpions ambush, just trying to lower my drops. I've got a 6-man Ushabti Great Bows. I can't hide away from them. I definitely played them awfully this game. They did nothing and just gave up 301 points. And then a Casket of Souls. Okay, the single casket is there just to boost up my spells on my level 4, because I'm not living with my level my +8 to cast, and also they're just defense spell -1 to hit on a big block, where it would just be so much harder to kill characters with weapon skill 7. So you're hitting me on 5s, character v character. It's just like I'm going to be survivable. So that's my idea of the list. I'd say it's more playing for this mission. This isn't my normal what I would take to like an LGT or something that's just let's kill. So on to Reese's army. So I'd say it's just using his Esport. He's having a bit of fun with it. So he's got a Baron who's got a Hippogriff on a Hippogriff with the Exiles File, Grommel Grothelm and Virtual Heroism. So the killing blow, kind of big, meaty, 2-up, rolling 1s the Grommel. So really tanky, large target, monster creature. It's not as good, in my opinion. It's probably just the Royal Peg. He then has a second Royal Peg, the one that you usually see about with Exiles Vow, Frontiers Axe, Virtue, and Knight Templar. He does have a Charm Shield on it, just to give him that 5-up ward in case he gets like plinked by a cannon somehow. Then Outcast Wizard, basically here, he's just got this guy to just kill off chaff. He's got Battle Magic, Law Familiar, Warhorse, Ring of Ruin. It's just there, he's going to have double Fireball and Pillar and probably Arcane Urgency. I think that's what he played against me. And it's just there to just kill off all the chaff, break things, hurt characters, kind of things. He then has a Paladin on, once again, another rule, Pegasus, who's his BSB. And all he's got the Falcon Horn of Ferrobanon, just to make sure you can't fly, because it's really strong. He then has 2 6-man Knights of the Realm. I think it was just full command. He's got 10 Peasant Bowmen, who just plays them all in skirmish. Just kind of block him, so stop shooting until he's ready. He's got 5 Pegasus Knights, Champion, BSB, you know, with the Vanguard banner. And then 2 Bombards, because it's really strong in Exiles having these 2 Bombards just clearing off. You'll see that they definitely get their money's worth. Really hamper me, and it just really... So, there are 2 lists. Let's see how it goes. So, on to deployment. So, this is after the Vanguard kind of move. So, if we have a look at mine, I'm down here. I've got a unit of your Shabty on the hill. I put these down pretty early because I was just like, because I can only go 5 wide. If I have them on a hill, I can go 3 and get all my shots. That's my plan. I got my big brick of Skeleton Warriors here. So, I already knew I deployed badly and messed up, kind of leaving my Shabty. The idea is I'll be close with Travel Mystical Pathways just to plop them where I wanted them. Didn't do that very well. So in this 10-man, I've got my Wizard at the corner. I've got my Herald and my Tomb King, because Chariots can still join. So I've got my Casket behind the woods, so you can't be shot by cannons. And just giving that 18-inch buff. And the idea I measured, so this is our centre point, here to here, that if I'm about here, my big blob, they'll get the -1, they'll get the 6-up wards, and it's just keeping them careful. I've got my 2 Skeleton Horse Archers. They were just there to be kind of faced off. Because as I say, we're playing a Rust versus them. Like, you can take down models with ease if they're lucky. And then obviously I've got my 2 Tomb Scorpions off the field. And so do I have Prince Apostle. Because his idea is to come in, hit stuff when he's there, and play that kind of idea. So he's got 2 sets of pairs at the moment. He put these down pretty early. He's trying to dupe me because he might have put stuff here. A third. And then this one's just at the back to stop things coming in. He's got 2 Mountain Knights on the realm, because his idea is just to press down and really just try to surround the big blob, because that's where all my points are. He's got his 2 Bombards on the hill. They're going to basically be untouched, so you can just fire them off 5 turns in a row. He's only got his Peg Knights, who were about here, and then they just vanguarded up. And I think we both agreed he probably played these wrong, just because he should have maybe come this way and just try and clear it around. He's got his Baron, Paladin Baron, and his Outcast Wizard. This one is the Hippogriff. So, very much just, I'm in this corner. My idea is I'm going to sit here from turn 3 onwards and win the objective, because it's a 3-point swing. It's a load of points. I do think we both agreed that if he got everything in, he has a good chance he could clear me off, but we'll see what happens. So, let's see, this is after Vanguard. So, I did my lovely 4 inches of Vanguard, which was just a wheel. And then he's chucked his Peg Knights up. So, obviously, we rolled off. I got turn 1, I believe. So, let's have a look. So, turn 1. So, all I did was I got Travel Mystical Pathway, I've got Urban Ramparts, and I just plunked my big kind of blob here. And in the thing I reserved, moved up. I kind of did it badly. I should have gotten close enough so I could fireball, send things off. I didn't, which was annoying. And this is probably my biggest regret of the game, and this is why I think he was terrible for me, is I brought in Prince Apostle about here. He flew 9. We flew 18 to a position here, because I was like, I don't think you'll kill me with all this shooting. Yes, there's like loads of bows, but I generally was thinking I can survive, because he's going to be like -3 to hit, -2 to hit for movement, skirmisher. Some of these were things, so he gets loads, and I was like, I don't think you'll kill me. But I did forget one thing, we'll find out. Skeleton Horse Archers, these guys just shot, moved back. These guys shot, moved back just to cover the casket. You Shabty there, lovely 6 bows, killed a single peasant and bowman. So that's my kind of thing. My idea is I'm at this position now. I'm ready to just plonk here when I'm ready. Fireball off and spells and protect it. Because I should be able to get into a range where I can hopefully deal with these Pegasus. Because until they get there, ward save up, I think they're quite easy targets for Fireball, for Wind Blast, for even Skeleton Horse Archers with that Plague of Rust. It can really hurt. So that's my kind of thought process. So turn 1, pretty easy, pretty quick. Let's go on to Reese's turn 1. So Reese's turn 1, okay, he killed a guy off here. He killed Prince Boss off because he brought his bloody wizard over. So he moved his wizards here. He actually Arcane Urgency'd it because he was going through the woods. And just fireballed, and I think he put all 3 spells in and just killed him straight away. I was like, okay, I completely forgot about fireball. Because I'm only T3, I think, Prince Apostle, so he doesn't do anything. So that was a sad 130 points. These guys just moved up kind of the full they could do. Pegasus Knights powered down. And I think we both agree that this was the wrong decision. And if you look over here, I've lost 3 Shabdis already because the 2 cannons just blew them up straight away. So as soon as that first turn happened, I was like, well, this is 300 points getting wasted, and let's just hope they can try and kill a Peg Knight in time. I'd say a bit of just positioning. He's left these kind of big characters because he doesn't want to just chuck them out because, as I said, without the War Save on, they're quite susceptible to Fireball because this Pegasus is only T4, I think, and Wind Blast is Strength 5 -1, so it's just the volume of fire that could really hurt them. And if he gets to a position where, the more you Shabdi you can shoot, it can really hurt him. So just turn 1, he's just chucked up. Prince Apostle died, and I've lost some Shabdi. So, my turn 2. So I've just positioned, I've moved over just to try and get some shots off here with my wizards. I got Plague of Rust off, I got Wind Blast. I was going to do Wind Blast, but I was an idiot, and the distance from here to here was like 15.3. And I could have travelled to make sure I could get in it. So annoyingly, he still has 2 Peg Knights alive, which was annoying. One Tomb Scorpion came on, and his idea was I'm just going to put them just outside of range here, and then charge them next turn and try and deal with them. Skeleton Horse Archers try and shoot. I think we brought down 1 with the Skeleton Horse Archers, and 1 with the Shabdi, and then 1 with a Fireball. But it's quite nice to see that it's all there. If you notice, my wizard who was here is no longer here, because they moved to this position. And then in my reserve move, I reform because you're allowed to. So I just plonked them over and put them over in the corner. So I'm all good in all positions, just so I can make sure that I can deal with his spells because I got rid of Pillar of Fire because I do think that can be really hurtful. So my turn 2, I'm happy with it. I'm annoyed that I didn't get like Travel Mr. Pathways over here to bring down, but I've got Urban Ramparts, I've got my initiative buff up, and I'm happy and prepared. I'm ready for next turn to just jump on this and just hold it. So his turn 2, once again, he kills down my Shabdi down to 3. He kills the Skeleton Horse Archers and goes through off the board because he didn't want them to just be sat here. He got here for his overrun. But it's the idea that he has a good chance that potentially I could Fireball or Travel Mr. Pathways deal with them. Because my big threat idea was if they're alive, they're going to cause me issues. He then just came up. I think he was going to chuck some spells in here, but he realised actually a wizard off, I should probably win. Pillar of Fire, he did some shooting here, killed 1 or 2 off, nothing major. So, my turn 3. Let's see how much I can hopefully bring down and get into a good position. So, I didn't get to save my Shabdi because I was out of range, so I've rezzed up back up to max here. I've charged my Tomb Scorpion here, he counter-charged. Okay, he only got 2, so I fight before him. And all these lovely attacks, I think I got 3 wounds through. And he made like 3/5 up saves. And I was just like, damn. So I actually lost combat and gave ground. He was strained because he was then going to double kill here and then overrun to get their wards. Skeleton Horse Archers just move up to try and get into position. Something that was really big. So I Travel the Missile Pathway here, spun, I'm within 6. And I go to try and kill off this Baron. This isn't just a Paladin, this is a Baron with Frontier Axe. I'm like, this is like 250 points. So I chuck it once again. So I chuck in a Fireball, get off 3 wounds. And once again, I did this badly. Where once again, I should have probably just chucked them up. So I can Wind Blast it, so I get rid of the threat. So this guy's on 1 wound. And I'm thinking, yeah, this ain't gone well. I'm not happy here. So, my turn 3, I'm pretty happy. I know I've kind of accepted these Shabdi are dead. This second Tomb Scorpion's just come in here just to protect the casket. Because I think this could potentially hold up versus my Pegasus, the Pegasus. So, it's just making sure, checking there. And these guys have gone here, so they can't just run, charge, jump on. So, let's look at Reese's turn 3. So, his turn 3, once again, cannons fire off here. It gets me down to 2. His Pegasus come on. The double knight got it into the Tomb Scorpion, kill it, goes straight off. It's what we expected is going to happen. So this was his big kind of plan. He's got his guys here. He's got all of his main characters. He's got his Pegasus here, thinking if he can get everything in, there's a good chance. We debated if he should have sent both of these cannons into this Lich Priest. Because in the unit, he can kind of target it. Yes, I get 2 up to move away, and then I'll have a 5 up wards and a 5 up regen. But if he plinks that guy off, it's just game over, really. Because I start crumbling, this becomes a lot weaker and easier to kill. But he has to keep going in there. But I think it's probably one of the things we agreed it was a wrong mistake. Pillar of Fire comes out. His Wizards he's really scared of because he's got no save at all. So if I get Fireball, he's probably just dead. So he's moved them away, but chucks out another Pillar of Fire. And that's kind of his turn 3, staging for next turn. He's wondering what's still going to be alive and what can he get in. So let's have a look at my turn 4. So my turn 4, I put my lovely Scares and Horse Archers here. The reason why I've put them here is just so this Peg Knight can't just come after the casket. Because if he kills the casket, it's like 135 points. So they've moved there after they've shot. I've put in my Tomb Scorpion here just as protection. I've tried to get, my idea is to get my Shabdi just here out the way. So big blob, once again I reeled them up. I did a reform, spun to face the Peg Knights because I realised I tried to get Plague of Rust on his big thing, then I would have probably Fireballed and Wind Blasted that. Didn't get off. He beat it. I think he got double 6 on his Dispel. So I did reformed, did Wind Blast and Fireball into it. Got it down to a guy with 1 wound left, 2 wounds left, 1 wound left. I was like, this is now something I don't need to worry about. And then reformed back. So I'm still within the 6. So far on the secondary, I'm 1-0 up because I'm the unit with the biggest unit strength. And then it goes into his turn 4, the kind of go turn. Something he thought, and probably thought wrongly, is he thought I was potentially going to try and kill and shoot here because they're in skirmish mode and I always place them. He can't get this Baron in. So next turn, he's only got the Duke and this Peg Knight in. So go on to his turn 4. So Peg Knight went in, died. These guys came back on and staged and ready to come this way. Kind of the fear. He's obviously killed the Ushabti with 2 cannons, so easy does it. He's just kind of pressured in, and his idea is just trying to kind of swamp this, because this is like 1,200 points. It's basically, if he kills this unit, he wins. His Hippogriff went in, went to here, because he has to go closest to the closest, like shortest distance. So this guy came in, he got challenged out, so I killed him with my king. He's then gone in, and then he doesn't do any wounds. I think he kills 1 guy, and then I hit him back with the Destroyer of Eternities, and he makes like 3 5-up saves. So he's taken a wound, but actually failed and went back. And I was like, oh, do I follow? But I'm like, no, because I'll lose this. I needed my wizard to do spells. So I restrain and reform. So at the end of his turn 4, I'm still here. I gain the secondary points. So it's getting close. So my turn 3. My idea here is that these skeleton horse archers come up. They're there to just block. And the idea is to make it so he can't charge these guys in, or try and make it as hard as possible. Tomb Scorpions moved up just so, like, if he does come over here or charge them and overruns a bit, he can come in and hit them. That's the plan. He, I can't remember what he does here with these guys. Oh no, it's my turn, sorry. So my big blob, I once again do the same thing. I reform my guy over here. I Fireball and Wind Blast, kill off this dangerous Baron, the one with the Frontier Axe, the 2 damage, the thing I'm actually scared of with my Tomb King, because of the 2 damage. And then with the reserve move, move him back. So that's all I've basically been doing with this reserve move, and it's been working wonders. So I'd say I'm just here because I need to be here for 1 more turn to get that 6 point swing. So on to Reese's turn 6. Okay, that's annoying. So his turn 5, we didn't finish it, we didn't press the button, which is a bit annoying. So what he's done is he's chucked in his Hippogriff and his Paladin. These guys have charged here, killed them off, overran and missed this by like a millimeter. These guys fail their charge by an inch. He then shoots off my skeleton or my Tomb Scorpion, just completely, it's done. He's come in, I killed his Paladin, and then once again I've beaten on combat res his big Hippogriff, so he's gone back. And then the idea was my turn 6, if we played on, I would have spun. I think his wizard was here. I think I'd either try to kill off his wizards or potentially probably just try to kill off this unit of Knights of the Realm, just so I can kind of clear them just for points. Because I think if these guys come in, he can get higher combat res, but I just don't think at this point he's got any points to kind of deal with me. So his Paladin's dead. I think his Baron's taking another wounds. And he doesn't have a lot of killing power. Like, I haven't killed many points, and we'll have a look about what's happened here now on the kind of point screen. So for me, he's killed Prince Possef, he killed both Scares and Horse Archers, and he killed both Tomb Scorpions and the Shabdi. So he did get, what's that, 450, 600, 780 points. That's all he's killed, but I've killed Baron, his Paladin, his Peg Knight. So points wise, it was probably quite close, but because I get the scenario points, I actually get the 3 points kind of carry over. And I think what would have happened in my turn 6 is that I would have probably just punked his wizards and then just been like, okay, that's 100 and something points. Or I would travel Mistle Pathway. I probably wouldn't. I probably just spun around. Try to kill his wizard with Fireball and Wind Blast. He was hoping to either win the combat or tie it up, but he didn't, unfortunately, on his turn 5. And that was my kind of idea. I just don't think these two guys can actually break it. And I think he's got to, because I just crumble, I don't think he does enough wounds to kill the blob and kill the unit, so he doesn't get any points. So that's game there. So it looks like a good Tomb King's victory. So there we have it, using Oliver's Welsh Open kind of tournament pack, using Mission 1, we have a Tomb King victory. As I said, this is a very different list I usually would ever run, and it's kind of, I find weird running this big blob with the chariots in, but I was just trying to think what could be effective, taking objectives, being really tanky, that can actually play the missions, because they're worth quite a lot of tournament points. And it's not just that I get 3 tournament points, it's that I take 3 from my opponent, so it widens that gap. So if I lose 11-9 on points, but I get the secondary, I've won 12-8. So it really does kind of help in that situation. But thank you for watching, and I will see you next week with a special tournament battle report. Goodbye.